Okay, so today, guys, we are looking at my results from 2021 so far. I've been meaning to make this video for quite a while now, and obviously quite a few people are interested in seeing what my results have been so far this year. So I thought this was a good time, with 4 months of the year gone, to take a look at it for you in a video. I also want to start posting my results more often on Instagram, and I wanted to get this out of the way before I start doing that. So how this is going to work, guys, is we're going to look at the results in stages for reasons that will become hopefully clear as we go through the video. But the main reason is, guys, that there are a lot of extenuating circumstances surrounding my results this year. I'm not trying to make excuses for some of the results that you're going to see now, but I do think that they are incredibly relevant to the results that you're going to see. Obviously, that'll be up for you to decide, but I will explain it as I go through. But at the same time, it's also pretty important to explain that all the decisions that I made that affected my results were my own. I could have made different decisions, and I believe that things could have been different. But I made the decisions that I made, and I have learnt from them, and hopefully you guys can learn from them too. Now, for anyone expecting a complete crusher graph, I'm sorry to disappoint you that that is not going to be the case. I'm not overly proud of what I'm able to show you today, but hopefully you guys can get an insight into what's been going on in my life and how it's affected my poker, my results, and what I'm going to be looking to do moving forward. Just a quick note, guys, we are not going to be looking at red and blue lines today. I know a lot of you do like to see those, but I already do stream all of my sessions live, and I give away enough information as it is, so I'm going to keep those to myself for now. And also, guys, we're going to be looking at the results in big blinds rather than dollars, and that's because I do mix between the stakes quite a bit, but all the hands are between NL10, NL16, and NL25. Lastly, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please do consider doing so and drop a like on this video. It really helps me out. But without further ado, let's take a look at some results. Okay, so I was finished with work on the 20th of December. We got put into another lockdown, and I took a week off, had Christmas, very small Christmas, got my stream camera and, set up to start streaming, which was, as you can see, if you may be able to see on the left, it's 27th of December. And I decided to start up with 3 tables on stream at 10NL. And as you can see, it went really well. It does not go this well for the remainder of the video, so don't worry if you're expecting and wanting pain, then there will be pain. But yeah, this was the first, so yeah, 27th of December to the 6th of January. And I played 10NL for about 20,000 hands. We won 40 buy-ins. We felt really, really damn good about everything we were doing. I was well rested. I was streaming to about 3 to 10 people. And when I first started streaming, max up to like 20 viewers in the first week or so. So I didn't really have, to talk to the chat at all. I was pretty much just focusing on playing. I was uploading semi-regularly. So before all this started, we actually accepted a bonus on PokerStars, and it was for $200 exclusive poker challenge. And we started at 10-0 on 3 tables. It looked like it was going to be close whether we could do it or not, but the volume was okay, not great. See 20k hands in this small period of time, but it looked like we were going to need to either play more tables or move up if we were going to complete it. 10-0 was quite difficult to complete that challenge on. So we were looking to move up to 16, and I felt pretty good about my play. We can see that we were running about to EV, had a little spurt of good luck at the end, but mostly just running fairly normally, and I felt like I was playing pretty well. I don't really recall like the ins and outs of how I was feeling about my game back then, but I know I was feeling confident in what I was doing, and I knew that what I was doing was good enough to beat the stake I was playing. So yeah, basically, not a lot on my play, really well rested, feeling good about my play, not a lot of stream interaction to do, having a lot of fun, just come into a lockdown and feeling a lot of freedom and feeling like I had a lot of time to do what I wanted to do. Just a general positive vibe, and yeah, I think that played a lot into the results you're looking at now. Obviously, it's a smallish sample, but I was pretty proud of this graph at the time, and I still am. And it just felt like it was going to be plain sailing, but obviously that wasn't the case, and we're going to go and look into a little bit more about that right now. So it turns out I'm going to have to move my camera around a little bit. Didn't really think this through. Maybe we'll end up in all 4 corners of the graph. We'll have to see. But after that pretty successful run up to the 6th of January, we decided it was time to take on 16NL. And many of you may have seen the 16NL video where we lose $190, and this is that day. This is one day, losing, like 1,600 hands, losing 12 buy-ins. Not my favorite day whatsoever. And this is where I started to make some really, really bad decisions. So I've gone away from something that was working really well. I had one bad day of variance, and then I threw everything out the window. I should have gone back to 3 tabling, forget about the bonus, and just, make my way through, continue improving and playing in the way that I was comfortable with. What I did instead was decide that the best thing to do was play more tables of 10. I felt a mental block, not really a mental block, but I wasn't happy with how it went at 16, and I was like, well, I'm just like absolutely crushing 10-0, so I can just play 4 tables there, right? And everything will be fine. But there were lots of factors that I didn't consider when I decided to do that, and we are going to look at what happened when I did decide to do that. So in my infinite wisdom, I decided that the best way to complete my challenge by the 18th of January was to play 4 tables of 10 rather than play 16. Because I'd taken that hit at 16, and I was so confident at 10 it wasn't going to matter. I was just going to win, and I was just going to complete the bonus, yada yada. What really ended up happening was I completely neglected the fact that my stream had grown in the few weeks that I had been streaming for, and I was streaming now to around 40-50 viewers, if I remember correctly. Interacting with them, I would interact with them, I'd look over my other monitor, and then I'd look back and I'd time out of 2 tables. I'd fold every single marginal spot. My red line was absolutely tanking beyond words. And yeah, just like hovered around. You can see that I was like, started to run a little bit bad in the middle, and then, just leveling out. Exactly what I'd expect in hindsight to happen. Basically, just like not be a profitable player. Terrible decision making from me. And then at the end, just to round it out, we ran horrifically for like the last 20k stretch of the bonus. Absolutely awfully. It's no excuse. My decisions were my own. Like I said in the intro, I made the decision to play these 4 tables. It was an awful decision, and yeah, ran bad as well to compound the mistake, which didn't help. So yeah, that was the next week and a half building up to the bonus, and then I decided to make even worse decisions, even worse than this decision that was clearly an awful decision. I decided it'd be a great idea to upload every single day. So I did. I uploaded stream highlights every day for 2 weeks. I think it was 2.5 weeks or something. Got up. I mean, you might have seen my channel update video where I said what this did to me, and I talk about it in the Peter Clark podcast that I did. But I wake up, edit a video all day, stream for 5 hours at a time at some points without any break whatsoever. Just horrendous poker decision making. And yeah, this is the result. And I only started to do the daily uploads towards the end of this. When I started running bad, that's when I decided to do the daily uploads, and when I realized the bonus was going to be complete, because I wanted something else to delve into. So we're going to see what that did. We'll have a look at that now. So at the start of the next week, with my new upload schedule ready and my bonus completed, I was feeling pretty good. I was excited that I was going to grow the channel, and I was super excited to move away from 4 tables back down to 3 tables, which is what I did. I ran decently over the next 15k hands that you can see, 18th to the 26th of January. Played pretty good. This is all 10-0. I think there might have been a splattering of 16, but I'm not entirely sure. But ran pretty reasonably. Don't really remember how I felt about my play at the time, but it seems like I was feeling a lot better about myself at this time. I remember feeling great about dropping that 4th table, going down to 3 again, and not having to worry about completing a bonus. Decided that I was not going to complete the new bonus that I'd been offered, which I am very thankful that I didn't do. But I did decide to commit to the daily uploads now. About a week in, so this is after the first week, about a week in, it was really starting to take its toll. And that's where we move into the second week of daily uploads, where I was beginning to, I think, burn out a little bit, and my play began to suffer. So the first part of this graph is me coming towards the end of this daily upload schedule, where I finally decided to, I think it was about here, to be honest with you, where I finally decided to stop daily uploading. I made that video which said that I was burning out, and that I was really tired, no time to study. My play was suffering, and therefore my content was suffering, and I couldn't do it to myself anymore. So I decided not to. And then what I did was start studying quite a bit more. I was still uploading three videos a week, but I was studying a lot more, and I realized that I was nowhere near as good at this game as I thought I was at the start of the year. And I started trying to incorporate some new strategies, and there were some definite growing pains. Took a few hits, ran not very well, but yeah, I was still three tabling at this point. Yeah, I burnt myself out at the start here of this graph, and then towards the end, didn't run particularly well, didn't play particularly well, was trying to incorporate some new things into my game, and then I just realized that three tables was just a thing that I couldn't cope with on stream. My stream was growing to around 70 average viewers. I was still, whilst I was trying to incorporate these new strategies and trying to learn more about the game with a few friends, the problem was that I was still three tabling, and I was still trying to interact with what was a growing stream, which I was really, really happy with and really, really proud of. But again, my play was suffering, and I'm not just saying, all of these extenuating circumstances and variables led me to lose whenever I lost. I made all these decisions. All the bad decisions that I'm talking about, they were my choices, and they were incorrect choices. And I also did not play, as best as I could, but also I'm not the greatest player in the world. I do my best to offer what I have through my channel and my stream, but I'm not the greatest player in the world by any stretch of the imagination. So when I've got also things going on at the same time, and I'm tired, and I'm three tabling, and I'm streaming, it just becomes a little bit too much. So I decided after this that I had to make a change, and that I was going to two table, and that I was going to move up to 16NL, and I was going to really concentrate on my learning and focus my play a little bit more, and that I was done with three tabling. And I have actually maintained that to this date. So we decided after this stretch of hands that we were going to two table, we were going to play 16NL, and let's go and see how that went. So what we did, guys, is we dedicated ourselves to two tabling 16NL for a month on stream every day, and it went very, very well, mostly because we ran like absolute god. No, this isn't a Benabag beat graph. I know it looks like one because the green and the yellow lines are so far apart, but it's actually mine, and it felt really good. It felt really good to run good for a sustained period of time. It's 25k hands. We just did not lose a hand pretty much the entire time. There's like 3 highlights videos on this if you want to check those out, where it's just all these hands. But I don't think I actually lose many hands in those. It's like maybe 2 max per episode out of the 10 in top 10 hands of the week. So we just ran completely pure. It was a very, very enjoyable experience. And yeah, we rallied it up. Obviously, a lot of it was to do with how good we were running. This is, it's not an overwhelmingly extreme run good, but it's a pretty good run good, as you can see. But the main thing was that I was concentrating on my decisions. I felt better about how I was playing, and I felt like even if I'd run closer to EV, that I was still going to be winning, healthily in the games. And given that I did run really well, it felt like it was time to move up to 25. Now, the problem is that at the same time, I was called back to work. So pretty much the 22nd of March was my first day back working full time again, pretty much. And my bankroll was in a position where I could handily take the swings at 25NL if there were to be any. And I decided I had to move up for the good of my content, my channel. I hope that people want to see me progress. I want to see myself progress. And so, work wasn't going anywhere. I had to make the decision to move up to 25. Now, I'd been studying a lot during this period of time. You can see here this month, this graph. That is pretty much, apart from like the last maybe like couple of maybe week or so, that's the last time I was able to study at all. So from the 22nd of March, I've probably done a maximum of maybe 2 to 3 hours of study over that entire time, which is just not going to cut it. I am struggling to find time to do that with my full-time job at the moment. But I still want to put out content. I still want to play the games. So for the time being, that's what I'm going to do. Well, what I'm going to do, full stop. I don't want to stop making content. I'm still healthily rolled for 25NL, even though, as you're going to see in a minute, it hasn't gone very well. as you might have seen from my videos that I've done with Bet About Beat. If you haven't checked those out as well, you can check those out on my channel, where I reviewed 50 of my hands at 25 NL. And there's definitely a few mistakes in there, although apparently not grave mistakes, still mistakes that we could eliminate if we were studying for sure. So yeah, this was the 16 NL grind that I did. I haven't really played anything but 25 NL since the 23rd of March. So let's go and take a look at how that went. So I just want to show you quickly this version of the graph, which is me playing all stakes. Now, I did dip into some 10 and 16 from time to time. Specifically on my birthday, I played some 10 because I'd had a few drinks. I didn't want to play 25. There was also a few Sunday mornings that I played with some friends where I didn't want to play 25 in the Discord. So this isn't all 25. And pretty much every time I didn't play 25, I was winning. Probably pure coincidence, maybe a comfort thing, maybe a mental thing. But regardless, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out the 16 and the 10. So we're just left with purely the 25 graph from that day onwards. And we'll see what it looks like then. So guys, as I said, the day that I went back to work was the day that I first started to play 25, and it started okay. You know, we started by running, you know, quite good. And then work started to kick in a little bit. I mean, again, it sounds like excuses. The main point is, guys, I haven't studied at all in this time frame. There's been no study, little to no study, apart from a couple of very small sessions that I've done. I'm not happy with my play at all over this period, but the people I've spoken to have told me to be less worried for sure than I have been saying that I am, especially Ben in the videos that we did, and also Mark or Weasel1991. This is not a huge downswing. It's only 35k hands. It's only 10 buy-ins, but it hasn't felt good. I've been very, very, very tired. My work takes a lot out of me, mentally and physically. It's quite exhausting. And playing at the end of a day of work is quite tough. But I still back myself and believe in myself to be able to still beat this stake eventually if I start allowing myself to study a little bit more, which I'm going to be actively trying to do moving forward. I'm not sure exactly what form that will take, but I may need to sacrifice some other things around my life in order to do so. But we'll see how that goes. But basically, guys, yeah, not overly happy at all with my play. And look, the players are just better. There's players in there that are studying consistently, that are playing a lot more than me, that are just straight up better than me. And that's okay. Like I'm really excited about the challenge, but hopefully I can have some more time in order to, you know, take that challenge on fully. But, you know, I'm looking forward to being able to beat the stake. I do feel like I can beat it. I feel like I'm better than this graph shows. It's only a small sample at the end of the day. I don't get to play that much. I lose about a couple of days a week because of work. There's just no way I could stream on those days because the days are really long. But I still back myself to be able to beat the stake. You know, it's not a huge deal what it currently is. There are spurts where I feel like I'm doing well. Honestly, recently I feel a little bit better about my play. I've done a little tiny bit of study in the last week or so. Also the videos that I did with Ben, they're not just for you guys. They helped me a whole bunch. So yeah, I'd just like to say thanks again to Ben for doing those with me. Hopefully, obviously, we'll get him on again on the channel soon. But gonna try and send some more of my hands to him. Use my Discord a little bit more. If you haven't already joined my Discord, you should go ahead and do so. Lots of really good players that are better than me, that are very active in there, that you can get a lot of information from. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You know, I will going to be from now on uploading my results onto Instagram, being, you know, as transparent as possible. I was holding on to these results for quite a while just because I wanted to save them for a video, and then I just never had time to make it. But now I've decided to make it, and here it is. So now hopefully I'll either make videos or Instagram posts or both. I haven't decided yet, and we'll see what I manage to make time for. But anyway, that's everything. So without further ado, we're going to have a look at the final graph. So this is it, guys. 175,000 hands. I know you can't see that in the bottom corner because my face is covering it, but it's the only real corner I have left on the screen to use. So yeah, you can see here is the run you saw at the start, the 10-0 run, the 16 session. Then you've got the 4 tabling, absolute mess, crushing the bonus out. Daily uploads over here. Struggling and relearning the game. Finding ourselves, you know, there or thereabouts, but just bouncing around, not really investing in our own play too much, until the point where we decided enough was enough, and we said we're going to 2-table, and from there we ran like God for a good stretch of, like, you know, 40k hands, and climbed back above that EV mountain that we climbed, which was still lurking above. So we definitely can't blame the old variance, guys, because we clearly came back around in this one. To the point now where we're at, where we are battling at 25NL and trying our best to make something happen. But yeah, that's the whole graph, guys. It could definitely have been better. I could have made far better choices. I could have played far better. I still back myself and believe in myself to beat the games that I'm playing at a consistent rate. I need to find a better balance. I need to stop making poor life decisions. And yeah, I just need to crack down and do my best. So I really appreciate everyone that's watched this video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the ride. I hope that you guys understand where I'm coming from, while I have tried to offer reasons why things have happened along the way. Again, these are my choices, these are my mistakes, and this is the result. So, you know, having said all that, not a complete and total disaster at the end of the day. We still were able to, you know, take our bankroll from, you know, around 600 up to around the 2,000 mark, with a couple of bonuses completed. We did complete one more bonus when we were playing 25 because it was easier to get. Although we did, we did actually in that 25 section, we did grind a bonus out, which we were not happy about. So we probably won't be doing that again. Forgot to mention that at the time, but regardless, yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please do drop a comment and a like on the video. It does really help me out. Look forward to more results from me in the future, and I hope to see you guys on the stream and on the YouTube videos in the coming weeks and months. Thanks a lot for everyone's support. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep improving, and I will see you guys on the next one.